So right now, guys, I'm gonna pull this panel here off and get some insulation behind it. Set up my solar system, inverter, batteries. Put them in this right here, and then I'll probably cover them with some cabinetry. That'll go from there across. Make this a cabinet here. I don't have a very big trailer. It's a 6x12. I wanted a 6x20, but wasn't able to get it. So we'll just do this 6x12. We'll get it all set up, solar panels, all that crap, and maybe sell it afterwards. So this will be kind of a learning experience, and we'll learn what to do, what not to do once I do get the 8.5x20. This will be a good practice model. Home Depot didn't have the pink insulation, that pink foam, so I had to get some. I just got one sheet of the white with the foil back on it. It says it's an R3, but I don't know. I don't much care for it, but it'll get me started, and then we'll get the pink stuff from probably Lowe's or something, since Home Depot don't carry it anymore. It's kind of stupid. And they sold little 2x2 squares in the pink, that Pink Panther foam stuff. But I'll get started on this, pull this off, and I don't have a tripod or anything, so I'll have to do this in little sections. I got the trim pieces pulled off, and we'll get this sheet pulled down. Trim pieces are just stapled on, so, and then they silicone. It's not a bad build, really, guys. Everything's kind of silicone on the seams and stuff. So they had silicone there, and across the top and down that, and around the floor. I can see some daylight though. You can see it sort of there. See that daylight? So it's not completely sealed as far as watertight or whatever. We'll just do some spray foam, things like that, in those kind of situations. Yeah, right now I got this tile in here. I gotta deliver it, so I just left it in here because it's pretty heavy. I'll just work around it. Let's get this next sheet off. So I had to remove 3 screws right here. That screwed into the back of some, that piece of plywood I pulled down. Yeah, there's the insulation. Not that great, but you know, it'll work. It's got some foil back on it. So you can see the holes in the sheet metal there. That's where the screws were at. But here's the sheet, guys, and then you can see the pieces of plywood that they used to screw those 2 screws in. So it looks like this trailer's on 24-inch centers probably. So almost 24-inch centers, 23.5. Looks like the next one's on 24. Yeah, the next one's on 24, so pretty close. I got it insulated. I can put my wood back. So that's 1-inch insulation. Fits in there perfect, because these are 1-inch square tube. So yeah, it's gonna work out great. Get that wood back up, and then we can install our inverter and wiring and stuff like that we need to string out. I think what I'm gonna do right here in the V-nose is possibly block out a little chase. That way I can run my line sets from my air conditioner down through there, and we can cap it with a nice box. You know, just box it out up and down this right here until we hit our cabinet top. I can run all my wiring that's gonna go to the lighting. Receps, I'm gonna put some receps here and there. I'll be able to do all that inside that boxed out chase. And then everything else will come up right here in the center, and then follow the top sides of, well, no, probably won't go over the top. We're gonna end up furring this down. That's what we're gonna have to do. We can run our wire just right under it and that fur down. So we'll fur that down so I can run my line sets down the center of this and then through the floor up onto the tongue where the outside unit will sit. And that way we don't have any penetrations going out the front of this trailer that could potentially leak by making penetrations out the front side here. More than likely there's probably going to be a brace right here in the center for our framing on the floor, so we'll have to offset and then make our penetration. All right guys, I pulled the two pieces of backing that were on the back of this piece. It goes back on there for those screws that hold that diamond plate on the outside. So get those cut in, they're nice and tight, and they're the full thickness of that wall, which is 1 inch. So I think there was a 3/4 and a 1/4 inch piece of wood stacked up to make up that 1 inch. Now we can put this back on the wall, and then we'll put our screws on the back side outside back into these two pieces of backer board for those screws. And then I might run a couple of screws through this into those, and then that'll stiffen up that whole wall. All right guys, the plywood's back on the wall. I don't think I'm gonna put the trim back on. I mean, it's kind of ghetto looking with that stuff. I'm gonna do a little different on the wall coverings. Let's get our inverter installed and some wiring. I've got an AC breaker panel I'm gonna put in here. It's gonna be 24 volt. Our battery system is two 12-volt batteries. I'm gonna run in series to make 24 volt for the 24-volt inverter. Just a little more efficient. I would like to have gone with the 48-volt inverter, but I don't have the money for 2 more batteries. That would have been nice, and the inverter is one of the cheap ones because can't afford those high dollar ones that are out there, Victron and stuff. I gotta keep enough room so I can get my motorcycle in here. So our motorcycle's 8 feet long. It's a big full bagger Harley Road Glide, so you can see where the rear tire is usually at right there. And it doesn't give me but maybe 2.5, 3 feet right there left over. And then the chock is usually right in here. As you can see the holes right there that I use to screw it down. Yeah, I gotta save lots of room for that thing.